Alright, what's good, gang? Y'all early. Got the early gang. CPI ready. Alright. So morning, Seth, Harshi. What's up, guys? Corey, Yoselin. Corey up 2R on Dow. Interesting. Why'd you take Dow? What gave you the conviction to trade this down here when NQ was like a little bit more bullish? What's up, Vaughn? Jane, Dre, what's good, my brother? Yo, Tradetopia connection down at the moment. Just read it on the Discord. Okay, cool. What's up, Brandon? Mike, what's up, y'all? Morning, Drevis. Didn't trade the higher time frame shakeout. I traded a 1 minute shakeout. You traded level 1 shakeout, I guess. This liquidity sweep and then this entry right here. Okay, cool. Makes sense, I guess. All right, sweet. So, yeah, guys, obviously, man, what a meltdown we had on Tuesday again. Friday and Tuesday have been massive movements so far. And we have CPI right now. And here's what the week's going to look like. We have big movement here in about 3.5 minutes. And then some CAD moves here in a little bit as well. Tomorrow, some PPI. And then Friday we have prelim. So back-to-back days of volatility. So the fun really begins now. And I'm assuming we're going to have another pretty volatile day with New York session. So I would say just be on point. Be ready, ready to execute overall. So yeah, let's get into it. I mean, right now what I'm seeing, like, opportunities in my perspective have to do with there's a sell way up at the top for indices, but there was also buying opportunities that I like in this range down here. So I'm still with open impression that we can get a buy down here for NASDAQ and see the market then reverse out of this zone. So I totally see, like, I understand what Corey was trading here. He had taken a smaller time frame move right here. So, we saw Dow spike all the way down, like super bearish movement over here. You had a huge sweep down. You have the market moving sideways, so this is building up tons of liquidity. Let's see over here. So yeah, I totally get it. And then you traded when the market swept liquidity, came back in here, and then continued to rise again. So that's cool. I'm a bit more focused on big picture, what we can see with the market. Also, the contracts will start to switch over in a couple days. So yeah, I just want to kind of be on the lookout for this. We're not getting the same type of volatility right now to the upside like we're seeing with Dow. So I'm just mindful. This is the low from New York. So if Dow ends up breaking below this and NASDAQ kind of lines up, then I'm definitely ready for a trade right here. And then I know, Seth, you said that there's syncing issues between Tradetopia and Tradetopia. All right, so if you have multiple accounts, then I would suggest to kind of switch things over. Make sure you have the right account on deck for, I guess, any kind of trade that you're looking for right now. So let me see if I can get that going here. Otherwise, I might not be able to trade right in front of you guys, and I might have to take a position outside of trading view as I have to get all of this sorted and switched up. Let's see here. All right, so CPI is off, and we're seeing aggressive movement already with Dow to fill in balance up to here. So Corey, your trade is running really nicely, brother. And then I wonder if this is gonna hold up. It looks like it pumps up, creating some of an imbalance. I don't have sells like in this area quite yet. Like I'm not really here. Not looking for much. We still have some consolidation. There is definitely liquidity sitting up here for indices. So I'm curious if this is an imbalance fill and then this works its way lower. Again, you have an S&P as well kind of trading into the imbalance, working its way down. So yeah, we're kind of seeing the market become efficient here and then losing some steam with Dow coming down kind of the fastest. So a minor liquidity sweep, intra-session liquidity sweep before a move. I would still be open to buying NQ if this continues to work its way down. So I'm definitely mindful of all that. If you guys are going to be picking up accounts right now, if you haven't, my code I think should still give you 50% off. Up to 2 accounts per. So if you guys haven't used that, Mago on Lucid, check it out. All right. So look at Dow working its way down. Now, with this kind of sweep that we're seeing here, and because it clearly does take out, quite a bit of retail sellers, a couple hours worth, and this is possibly giving kind of like that shakeout type of trade on the smaller time frame. But that's kind of that's part of why I'm mindful here, because yes, we have a big sweep up and it comes crashing down, but a big part of this, in my opinion, if we're going to look for a shakeout, one, there's a big difference, which is that this doesn't sweep a mass amount of liquidity at all. So it takes out some liquidity, like within the session. So for me, it's not the biggest liquidity sweep in the world. It doesn't go for, like, I wouldn't approach this with a 1 hour trade. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of the big thing that I want to talk about here is, like, for me, the highest level of these positions is when we're looking at major sweeps of liquidity. All right, so that's just a big thing here. We're looking at NASDAQ still pushing higher. We might be seeing a sweep of London highs here in a second. Let me go ahead and switch up my account here real quick. So let me log into my account. That's not going to be Tradetopia for now. Let's see. All right. Cool. Okay. So, at the moment, I would love to see NASDAQ take out some of these London highs before maybe we tackle on this this small liquidity sweep and movement here. don't know if I'm gonna wait for S&P to take out these highs. I'm not sure if that's gonna be necessary, but yeah, as we're looking at this, clearly NQ has a lot more bullish movement. Dow worked its way up, takes out the highs, comes crashing down. The way this moves down, I mean, does this really confirm retail buyers? Yes, we break out, come back in. It's only sits here, like price is only sitting down here for like, I don't know, a minute or two. So is this the strongest example of, looking for a shakeout or anything like that? Not really. I would say it's really not. You saw NQ pump, drops, pumps again. So I just want to see this. Like, I want to see what this is gonna look like. Everything is still early on. There's no need to rush into the market either. So yeah, we're just kind of gonna trade. Just gonna watch. Let them print. Let's get more context. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Protect yourself from FOMO, any fears of missing out or anything like that, and let the market unfold. So that's the indices though. Are metals giving us anything in particular to look at here? Are we looking at similar trading to indices? Like right now we saw similar situation, big pump to the upside. And I think the big difference that we can look at here with gold and silver is silver is kind of started to really hold this level down really well. And we're also seeing silver break above highs a lot faster. Not to say that gold or silver is giving us an entry quite yet. I don't think that's the case. But it is getting close. Like, we're starting to see the market get closer to really establishing itself. So we might just see a break above highs with silver. That may lead to potential buy scenarios here. So just kind of staying on the lookout. But right now, we're definitely seeing gold lagging way behind. Like, gold really has some more movement to do. Obviously this has been bearish, so looking for sells, makes sense. And so I'm going to be on the lookout if we start to get silver to take out some of these highs, and then if that positions gold. Because what we have with at least with gold here is we clearly started to see during Asian session this keeps going higher and higher and higher. And we get up to this area up here before everything fell down. So this definitely liquidates a good amount, like hours worth of trading before we see the market reverse. So can we see shorts out of this zone, especially if silver just keeps pushing more and more and more? So potential. The market traded for hours below this, 4 hours or so. So I do like the possibility of selling metals over here. And then lastly, the movement with oil. All right, we're seeing oil's correlation start to get less and less like an inverse correlation. It's earlier, right? We saw it pump while metals were dumping. Now we're starting to see, especially after Tokyo highs got swept, we're starting to see the reversal as well. So is there a chance that we can get buys with oil later on? And I'm just not getting too excited with big reversals, because oil also just struggled to break above this high. It kept wicking up into this zone, but it just kept failing. So I'm not looking to force any ideas here. Just gonna stay patient with the market. And then, all right, so I'm going to bring my attention back to indices, just so we kind of see where we're at. London high is still here, easily can be taken out. You know, this shakeout that maybe had potential with Dow, I'm just not really sold on. So I see things going in either direction. I don't have a confirmation for entries. There's tons of liquidity over here. So this getting swept is very much a possibility still. But it doesn't mean it has to. So one of the things you really can't get too ahead of yourself with, just because you see liquidity doesn't mean it's going to go for it right now. There has to be some sort of catalyst. Something needs to drive it there. So just hit TP. Nice. That was what? Right on the open? Good stuff, man. Oil shakeout. Which for sells or buys, Daniel? And then natural gas. Let's see. Natural gas. You really like looking at this chart. All right, is it still NGN? Okay, so yeah, natural gas has a very clear sign of taking out the lows. And then right now it's basically proving its bullish structure. So yeah, this looks good. This looks good. The longer we can stay over here, the better. So I do like this. I'm gonna have an alert if we start to work our way below here. But yeah, I like the buy, man, and I would look for positions, you know, somewhere where we've seen support in the past. You know, we've seen this area pretty often reverse, so around like 3.10. So yeah, within this imbalance, I think you have your like right here is where we're looking for. If you wanted to dial in the entry, like this is a good place. At the resistance of this imbalance also could be like the extreme entry, but like anywhere in here I think is like just a good place to be. Oil shakeout, so you had the sweep of Tokyo highs, a whole bunch of consolidation, so maybe you were able to squeeze your way into that. I don't know if I would go for sells again. It would kind of depend on how this rolls out. I see why you would look for it though, you know? But since we already dropped down to here, I don't know if we're gonna get the proper price action to look for shorts from here. Okay, so right now, almost 15 minutes after CPI, we basically, yeah, this is just chopping. This right now is the trap. So this is luring in decisions. Like someone's gonna be winning, someone's gonna be losing here. And here's the big thing too is the next, like, let's say it goes up, because this is a possibility. If it goes up, is this only going to be a London high sweep, or are we also going to see this trigger Tokyo highs? Is it going to sweep that? On top of that, does it mean you should be selling anything? Not immediately. This could create more liquidity just to come back down, and then we have buy trades potentially available. So yeah, at the moment, I'm just gonna hold off on this. Like I'm just gonna wait. you have, and not just with NASDAQ, but you have the last pump to the upside before it started to crash. So you have these zones here from yesterday, and this is visible not just on NASDAQ, but on S&P. We have it visible with gold as well, right? Gold has these setups. NQ now more bearish. What do you think? What do I think about what? NQ shakeouts out. Like if it takes out London highs, or already, like just now. Right now, I'm not looking to sell any. When it worked its way down to this low, whether it was Dow or NQ, it didn't stay down for too long. Like the break and retest. No, I'm not selling anything. Enjoy, have fun if you want to, but nah, I'm chilling. Like we take out highs, but then we don't really create a shakeout. Like it's not creating a break and retest kind of environment. At least maybe a little bit with NQ. So I mean, feel free to take your shot there. But I think if higher time frame, you just have too many points of liquidity up here. Like it's just a low probability. If this were to sell off from here, it's a low probability trade in my opinion. So I'm not taking it, but. Obviously, bro, you do whatever you want, you know, it can play out. It's just not my trade, so I'm at peace with that. Man, my eye. And then if you look at, I think just like if you're looking at gold and silver, it just has even more liquidity that it can take out still. So yeah, I think there's just too much incentive to go a little bit higher. Yeah, it's chilling. Interestingly enough, what's holding up pretty well is Bitcoin. Like yesterday, markets crashed, and Bitcoin didn't really drop as much. It wasn't really too bad. Bitcoin's already taking London highs as well, so I might just do a little thing. Like actually, Bitcoin of all of these, it didn't take out Tokyo highs, but it did take out London. And then it worked its way down. It's been moving sideways. If anything would short here, it would be Bitcoin. But too much liquidity for me up here to force it. What are you gonna do, Corey? Are you gonna take it? Long it with half hour. Huh? Taking it with half hour. Hey man, you know what I like? I like that you're willing to you're confident enough in your system now that you're like even if I'm not gonna take something, or if I am gonna take something, like you're convicted in your own model. So I like that, man. I like that you're just confident now in like how you see things, your probabilities. That's cool. I definitely think that you are a little bit more, you're looser with certain qualifications. Is this your way of telling me I'm shit? No. No, you got to get to a point where you have conviction in just how you see the market and what you think is going to work out. I think that our confirmations are different, so I don't know if that's because, like, what am I looking to say? Like, I don't know if it's because of a lack of knowledge or information, but you definitely don't require as much liquidity sweep. Like, you don't consider the amount of liquidity getting swept as much. Like, you definitely take just more, any little liquidity move, like you'll take that more often, which I think it results in a bit more losing, but it also results in being in wins and good risk reward wins that some of us might not be in. So there's pros and cons with it. I think if your win rate is starting to really drop off, or if the volume of trades starts to influence your psychology, then it might be worth revisiting. But that's about it. Now, regarding bearish movement, it looks like metals kind of got ahead of it and started to work their way down after that CPI pump. So it looks like those are leading the move a little bit more to kick things off. NQ here still in kind of like choppy waters. So the fact that metals started their move first is interesting to me. Because what we might see is, for example, because remember, I always look at the whole picture. Like, I look at the big picture to understand. And if we see, like, we might be seeing gold or silver fill an imbalance first and then continue to rally. Like, for example, we saw silver push its way down, take out these lows, kind of chop up a little bit, and then make the next move. So is this good enough for a breaking structure? Well, I mean, the 1 minute gets above, we break above here for the last 20. And then now let's say this works its way down. Is the buy still valid? A little sketchy. I'd say it's a little sketchy. This doesn't maintain the highs as well. It's possible, but it's definitely not as probable. So right now, starting to see a little bit of a move to the downside, with metals leading the way. NQ breaking out a little bit here. Does this mean that you should chase? Oh, it's gonna leave without me. Well, the answer is this new bit of information give you opportunity? Is it confirm an entry for you? It doesn't for me. So yeah, this to me looks like I'm under the impression that this is going to be more of a liquidity sweep and then a continuation upwards again. So that's how I'm looking at it. But yeah, you got to just be able to control your emotions, your desires with the markets. Close this out here. All right, 1 second, y'all. Let me fix my little camera over here. All right, we're good to go. Okay. So yeah, we saw that little push down. We're seeing the market continue to work its way up now. Okay, very nice. Any updates on Tradetopia and Tradetopia? Looks like not yet. All right, that's cool. This is like lagging quite a bit over here. Is this me, or is it a trading view thing where it's kind of like slower into switching tabs and shit? So let me close out of some of this. One sec. I think it might be me, just because I know I'm running obviously the streaming software, and then I have another recording software going all at the same time, so it might just be me. They're working on it. Now it happens. Trading view problem. Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, the continuation on NQ is still, it's still starting to do its thing. You know, you're seeing metals work their way lower into the zone. The nice thing too is, like, I know it looks like with this push to the downside, you should be able to, you know, protect your capital if you took that short. I know it wasn't qualified for me, but that's nice. Now you're risk free. You're just able to manage this nicely too. And then I think we're getting to a point. So if indices are, you know, struggling the most to work their way down, then now we can start to consider a couple different things. Like, for example, Dow is working, it's going lower, but at a very slow pace. So are we now in a position where looking for these buys is starting to make more sense? Like, Dow makes this huge push down here at 6 a.m. Central, and then it gives that small time frame shakeout here, over here. But this is where the big sell-off started. So if we spend enough time confirming bullish price action over here, can we still look for buys? Now remember, this is going against the trend. We've clearly seen this. This was a shakeout trade though, so we're seeing that price doesn't want to trade down here for much longer. So we can definitely get a reversal out of here, but we want to just make sure that, okay, did we work our way low enough? So like Dow crashes into this area over here, May's price action, but could it go lower? Like, is there more motive for the market to still work their way down? Could this go sub 50,200? Because right now when we look at the market, like, yes, we had a pretty big, like, it was a pretty big collapse with Dow. And, you know, Friday we took out some of the lows and then we did our thing. Whereas NQ's drop was even more aggressive, trading down into May, what would this be? May 5th price action open. So did we work our way, you know, deep enough here? We have, obviously, like we've talked about, trades in this zone in the past. May 20th, we have some markups over here as well. So like we clearly just have quite a bit still that the market could work its way over to. So I don't necessarily think we're done with the drop. I mean, we might be. Like, here we have this entire structure. We had higher highs, higher lows. The market, you know, breaks up into this range. We had higher highs, higher lows. higher highs. And now the big thing here too is yeah, you have like 49, like you have just plenty of areas down here still. But the big, like the interesting thing is we took out this major level down here and then instantly recovered this thing. We worked our way here again and instantly recovered. So this could become a reaccumulation. I'm not saying that this would be the low and that we're done, but what I am saying is that we could end up trading at least back up to yesterday's high of the day, or mitigating kind of these moves, trading into these imbalances. I don't think that would be incredibly shocking. However, if we do trade up into this range, I am going to be very open to more shorts, or if we don't work our way down and we work our way up first, then I'll be a little bit more hesitant on looking for buy scenarios. So yeah, right now I kind of want to see where the market gets to, how we work our way lower if we do. Otherwise, momentum is to the downside for the most part. We're seeing metals, right, work its way all the way down to the imbalances over here. So gold, full imbalance fill, mitigation. I was less interested in any metals opportunities here because they were the most bearish, so I wasn't really looking to force any ideas. I'm sure we'll work our way down again, so it just wasn't like the best trades for me. Yeah, pretty clean moves over here, still left behind. Liquidity, this big sweep down, this big sweep down. So you definitely have multiple areas for reversals for Dow, especially if you can trade higher for longer. What's up, Kazakhstan? Now, everyone here, guys, I do just want to give you a reminder that we do have today's fast track webinar. So if you are more on the beginner side of trading, or more newer to futures, and you're looking for like hands-on development, like basically every other day, to be able to fill in and like really build a trading system. Tonight at 7 p.m. Central, we are hosting our webinar for the fast track. So if you're interested in that and that's something you want to be a part of, feel free to register. I'm going to drop the link right now. So let's see, fast track webinar. All right, so I'm going to pin that tonight, right? This is tonight. So hit that, you'll get info on that, and then you'll be ready to roll. We've had a wait list for it too, so we already have about 4 to 5 spots taken. So make sure, if you're like, I already know I'm gonna do it, then just let me know and I can have you enroll. But otherwise, don't miss it so you can make an informed decision. And also, shout out to Jenny who just, yeah, you totally can, Mike. But shout out to Jenny who just completed the Maze Fast Track, and it's just awesome because she just got funded too. So Julian, Ronald, and Jenny from Maze Fast Track all got funded, and they had not been funded before. So super awesome to see that. And yeah, I can get you you can enroll before tonight for sure. I'll get you the info for you to be able to do that. So all right, guys, what we're seeing so far, a little bit of a push down with indices. Like they're working their way down slowly. Still not really, like I'm just not taking anything. If you struggle with waiting for your moment to take your positions, then that actually has less to do with the market, and it has more to do with your like what you want and when you want it. So if you find yourself going like, oh man, like it's just hard for me to wait for my entries, then that has more to do with, well, a couple different things. It could be about your personal belief on your skills. It can be about your ability to trust that there's going to be more things like that, or you have a certain expectation or sense of validation that you're not getting. So it's okay, guys. Like, you know, there's going to be more trades. So all right, let me get this sent your way, man. Who was it, Mike? Mike, here's the link, man. So here, if you wanted to enroll, so fast track enrollment link. And remember, guys, for everyone that does the fast track, that also, like, that payment goes towards the syndicate whenever you choose to do that. So you will be a part of this next 30 days. You will have access for that for 60. And then for those of you that, you know, okay, cool, I just needed to get a little bit further, so I felt really qualified and ready for the syndicate, like, that goes towards it. So feel free to. So yeah, there's the link for you, Mike, if you want to get ahead of the pack and lock it in. We only do 20 spots, guys, so that we can just fully focus on you guys. So every month so far we had to cap it, because otherwise there's just too many people, and we kind of we can, it's easier to lose track, and that's not really what we want to do. Our goal is higher success rate over anything. All right, so all right, look at this. We're seeing a little bit of movement. Corey, are you still holding this NQ sell, bro? It's playing out nicely. We're starting to see Dow, right, work its way down. So, okay, now here's some thoughts, guys. How do we feel about potential buys with Dow? You know, we traded up here for the last hour. Now, as we're pushing in, Dad Alfredo, what's up, brother? Now that we're working our way down, do we like possible buy scenarios here? Is it going to depend on, like, how we work our way down? Because I'm seeing, like, potential buys around 50,450, but I do think it matters how we work our way down here. Yeah, I think that'll make a massive difference. So if we're slower to work our way down, I'm open to this idea. Okay. Then what we're seeing more of is we're seeing more of this imbalance fill and continuation with gold, silver making another run for it. Looks like probably see the London Tokyo highs get swept. And then oil, look at how oil is moving, you know, more similarly to indices than they were before. So for now, cool. Now, obviously, majors have been bearish as well, following similar price action to indices. Not necessarily anything that I'm trading. I'm noticing more and more of bullish price action with Euro. Euro had this nice move here, so here's why I like Euro potential buys here. It's one, we've broken above these previous highs, and then we've made another high over here. But in the meantime, we've started to roll out some trend line here, right? We started to kind of continue to push higher and higher. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a big sweep of liquidity, taking out London, Tokyo, and New York close. So just eliminating Tuesday's price action, Wednesday's Asian session. So trading into like London session from Monday. So a big sweep here, I think would give us a good reversal on euro. And it's also trading higher than most of these other currencies. The other one to think about too, just like euro is moving this way, pound is pretty similar. So you see GBP with the sweep to the downside. It's left lows here behind. So a big sweep down to this level makes a lot of sense. So it looks like pound is a slightly better advantage than euro if we're going to look for buys here. So I'm interested in this. I have alerts set. I'm going to have a couple alerts. One, if we start to break below these New York lows, and then because we also have this little push down. And then I'm going to just match it up. I'll have it aligned with euro, kind of see where we're at there. But I mean, you can see it. NZD, same thing, right? Lots of liquidity here. Not really an entry, but quite a bit of liquidity. And then, yeah, that's about it. So it looks like the shakeout looked a lot more clean with Bitcoin, and then its move. So not bad. We're about 20 minutes out, guys, from New York Open, so obviously we're going to get things kind of popping here shortly. All right. Sweet. Anything specifically you guys wanted to take a look at, something you guys had in mind? This way I'm able to, maybe take a gander at something. While we wait here, see kind of where things ended up yesterday with the markets. Adobe back around, actually back into entry areas. So briefly breaking below this low, like this is really where I like opportunities. You have earning reports as well, so it's going to be either like I'm counting on that being a pretty big catalyst. Let's see, Coinbase had pretty big drop-offs yesterday, but making higher lows. So I think that's a good perspective here. Like I think we're going to be bouncing up nicely. Let's see where we're at. What else we got going on? AMC still rallying with all of these movies coming out. Like I'm not going to be surprised if we start continuing to see this kind of rally for the next month or two. Apple with massive sell-offs. One of the big reasons that we saw the markets crash the way that they did. Siri launching was a liquidity event for sure. Amazon still moving its way down. More than likely still pushes further and further down. Solar Plays took a huge hit. Guys, did you guys take profit with me? For those of you that were in ENPH, we sniped this exit before it collapsed. Yeah, all right. Another one that is interesting to me is Klarna. Signed up to Fast Track. Congrats, man. Welcome in. I think you are our fifth. You take the 5th spot out of 20. So congrats. I know we already have about 50 people registered for the webinar later. So obviously, guys, like if you know you're gonna do it, might as well lock yourself in. Typically on the webinar, about 10 to 12 spots get taken off the rip. So, yeah. But yeah, Klarna looks great. And then another one that I'm interested in here is going to be Paramount. So Paramount looks very much likely to continue to go big places. Like this just did a massive liquidity sweep. It looks like a weekly time frame shakeout in my opinion. So we might get under 968 one more time into like the 950 range. So, but yeah, Paramount to me looks like a massive push. Klarna I think has a lot of potential. Adobe and natural gas and everything else. So okay. So Nintendo, Adobe, Klarna, Paramount, those are the ones that kind of are piquing my interest the most right now for like current entries. So yeah, guys, this natural gas that DeAndre showed here, this is bullish for about 2 hours, starting to crash, work its way down. But this is still good to me. This is still a good trade. So yeah, I'm definitely ready for this. If we start to work our way down some more, then I'm open to positions here. And then stop below the lows. Figure out if you have to trade micro or if you can trade the mini. And then regarding profit, where to go with this, it's going to depend on how I work my way up here. But a 2R is very much an opportunity. All right, silver working its way down again. Gold going even further. Yeah, the gold sells were the best apparently here. Indices, S&P is still kind of struggling. Dow holding it down. So it's good. This is good price action for the buys. So we're 13 minutes out, guys, from New York Open. Okay, and then let's see here. Just double checking something real quick. All right, Mike, let me know, Mike, if you also got the link to the Telegram after you enrolled here. So let's see, internal notification. Hey, we had the same thing, Mike. I'll message you, man. We had the same issue with the email, so I'll just I'll get that sorted out for you real quick. Give me a sec. But I'll hit you up, all right? All right, cool, perfect, sweet. All right, guys, so slow here, slow start. CPI was not really anything. Had a good pump, but then nothing much else happened. Deep retracements again. I think we see silver still make another push down, so I don't think this is done. If anyone happens to be in gold shorts, I don't think anyone talked about it, but if anyone is in it, honestly, I think you can still keep holding it. Yeah, I think you're in position to keep holding it, so this is good though. Seeing metals crash early and make lower lows, possibly here in the next 10 minutes, I think that gives more credibility, more opportunity to the long plays here. So I'm gonna be prepared for buys with Dow. Man, I've gotten wicked out of Dow every time I tighten my stop a little bit, so I'm just gonna keep it right here. I'm not fucking around today. I'm just gonna keep it below the lows, even though this is another sell-off. I'm gonna, for now, this is gonna be what I'm more focused on. And I'm gonna target these Tokyo highs, taking us to like a 3.4 R. This could go beyond this, but for now, this is gonna be the focus. And who here wishes that they would have held on to this Dow sell yesterday, right? We took the high here, and it just kept crashing. Over a 7.5 R short. Jeez. Me. Like, oh man, that would have been nice. Would have been great. The buy that we took here put us into, or the one that I guess was maybe not taken but called out. Where was it? Right here. This one. I gave about a 3R, played into this last order block up, and then dropped NASDAQ as well from yesterday. We had, where was the trade? I think the buy was from like right here, maybe? Where was it? No. It was this one right here. So decent move before it continued. Guys, 9 minutes away from the open here, so expect some volatility here soon. All right. I'm double checking here. For those of you that have Tradetopia, let's see if they're good to go yet. Nope. I wonder if it has something to do with their Tradetopia cup ending, or like maybe like a volume in trades or something, or like in accounts. I'm not really sure. It's surprising. It seems weird. Like the day the cup ends, all of a sudden they're having issues. But yeah, someone took home. Someone just took the W. Yeah, so it's cool to see some Tradetopia traders, get into the rounds, the top 1,000, top 500, and yeah, I'm excited for these cups. I want to host my own tournament. I want to do a little something. I think it'd be sweet. I'm not sure exactly what it would look like, but it would be dope. Having like a Tradetopia exclusive tournament would be pretty sweet. All right, 7 minutes out from New York Open. Oil not dropping, nearly the same. Natural gas, right, filling in balance and then coming right back up. Okay, cool. What do you guys think would be a tournament that you guys would be into as a trader? What would be obviously like exciting, but also fair? What does that look like for you guys? What do you guys think? I like that people started with the same balance. I like that idea. I like the limitation on the contracts. I think that is what makes the most sense, because you can limit, I guess, the risk per trade. That would be one way of keeping it relatively fair. But limiting like the contracts that you're taking, I think keeps it pretty fair too. hitting certain goals, like you have to get a 2R, 3R. That's also pretty cool. That's different. That's like a different approach. Yeah. Don't worry, guys, with something that we've been working on for the last couple of months, like you'll be able to unlock that. Too many other companies are just full porting. Yeah, I don't think the full ports are really like, that's not the point. It doesn't help you with your trading really. Like I want it to be fun, but like also it's not like a who can just get lucky or who can catch a crazy trade. So I would probably eliminate minis. No silver mini full ports. Yeah, it would probably be sub, no minis, and then I think contracts should probably be maxed out at like 10 micros, except for Dow. I think Dow could go to like maybe 30. It kind of just depends, because obviously you can trade more micros on Dow, and it's like this, it matches, like, you know, 20 micros on Dow is kind of like 3 on NQ sometimes. Yeah, I think it would be limiting the contracts to certain assets, so it's pretty similar. But yeah, I think it'd be cool. Yeah, totally, Adrian. Yeah, I agree, man. All right, guys, we're 3.5 minutes out from New York Open. It's been a slow and steady pace here. So, okay. Okay, let's recap. We saw CPI give us kind of this liquidity sweep within a session, like within the London session. This is where things kicked off. We've worked our way down, so we've worked our way to these areas. We're kind of seeing the break. This was loading up liquidity, and then honestly, this is kind of looking like more retail buying liquidity as well, whether it's NQ, Dow, S&P. So it does look like it actually ended up creating quite a bit of liquidity. I don't want to sell yet because I just see a lot of vulnerabilities. Like I think we have London highs, trend lines, so like shorting here again, or not again, but shorting, it's just not it. I think we already got the move to the downside, so buys just make a bit more sense in my opinion. I know we're bearish, so I don't want to get too caught up in buys here, but these just make sense. Market looks good, structure looks good, so I'm definitely open to this, at least as we're getting closer to New York Open. So meanwhile, we're seeing gold and silver already rebounding, working their way up again. Okay, so we're chilling here. So yeah, my entry point here is going to be like the shakeout. So we had the shakeout happen already, the movement. We had price drop in here again, very low demand, market wants to trade out of here. So price getting over to here again just makes this kind of a no-brainer for a buy. This is like the only buy setup I can imagine. From there, I think we're looking back at sells. Sells maybe later in the day. see everyone that missed CPI is like hopping on right now. So you're like, oh shit, we've been live all this time. So welcome everybody. 20 seconds out. I'm gonna set my limit here. So I'm gonna be ready to roll. Seven contracts on Dow. The volatility, obviously, like, these are bigger stops. And I know some people get scared. Like, oh man, like it's a 130 point stop. Should I really be taking anything here? It's like, it's relative. Remember, it's always relative. Like, what's this look like overall? So yeah, right now we saw like it pull this in again. So it lures in buyers one last time before Dow starts to sell off here. You saw NQ create, like, break and retest buyers and then start to push up to this zone. So maybe it sells off from here. We'll kind of see what happens. But these are having inverse correlation right now. So they're moving in opposite directions. So Dow goes first, drops, comes back up. Nas pushing up here. I'm not like tripping too much about what this looks like. Now here's the thing. Is NQ gonna work its way down, or is it gonna keep pushing? So we might get one of those weird days where, like, if NQ, let's say, keeps pushing higher, this makes my life a lot easier, because then I can just, like, London, let's say it takes out these highs, and then this is playing right into the zone. Okay, easier to trade. But if they're both going to keep pushing lower and lower, then I might have to switch up my perspective on this. And then instead of taking a Dow buy, I'm taking an NQ buy, which looks like might be the case here. So we'll see. I'm just going to be, I guess, kind of ready. I'm going to be ready here. More liquidity building out with NQ right here. So we got more equal lows. All right, let's see how this unfolds. All right, so liquidity building out for NASDAQ. Came back down, came right back up. Equal highs as well up here. Okay. S&P liquidity as well. Retail buyers in. Now we're seeing a switch. NQ wanting to push down. And then Dow holding up structure again. So we wait. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? All right, come on, give us something. All right, while we're waiting, let's take a look at, let's see, gold working its way a little bit further down. Again, starting to push lower. Silver definitely has imbalances over here to target. So let's see if silver cracks this low again and works into the downside. Oil chilling, and then that natural gas still chilling. Okay. I just wanted to get a good look on a couple different things. So comparing NQ and Dow, NQ made one more push to the upside before it decided to work its way lower. If some of you guys consider this like, you know what, there's still shakeout potential, then it looks like you're up. If you did short, then I would move my trade so there's no risk on the table anymore. And then I would be looking to take profit probably in this zone, if not lower. It looks like Dow is a little bit slower to the downside, so I'm leaning more towards buying Dow still. Are you guys still just kind of in between? stayed in, but now I'm break even. Okay, didn't you move your stop to break even before? Or did you kind of adjust it on the open or something? So let's look at how this is moving its way down. Right? We have Dow at around a 38.2 pullback, and you have NQ dropping a bit more aggressively. So you have NASDAQ at over a 50% retracement now. So NAS definitely moving its way lower. Not going to be buying NAS. Looks like, yeah, it looks like this is pushing pretty well. Adjusted it because thank you stayed in the LB and Q. Okay, so quick push down on NAS into imbalance into the open of this sell-off, starting to reject pretty much off the rip. Here is the other zone. There's liquidity here, so this starting to also crack this liquidity with this push down. Man, this would be really unfortunate if it's going to mitigate right out of here already, and then just run. NAS actually misses this by a hair. So, all right, let's stay on the money here. So, quick liquidity sweep from NQ. Do we see another leg down? Because now NAS is holding up structure way better. Okay, so we'll see. So this is getting a little tricky over here. Silver is very mellow in the pullback. Definitely more room for this to go lower. But for all we know, this is it. Like, that could have been it, and then now the markets just want to push. So give them time, give them time. NQ imbalance fill, looks like potential reaccumulation. I don't have another entry. I'm not looking for shorts yet. No setup for me for the shorts. Bitcoin, what's the Bitcoin alert? Okay, Bitcoin taking out Tokyo highs. So Bitcoin with the most bullish momentum by far. So your Bitcoin bags just might be safe. I want able to love my stop. I get hit break even. Man, you woke up drunk this morning. I don't understand half the shit you're saying. I want able to move my stop. I get hit break even. My boy in like caveman mode. He's like, I don't got time to type. You know, I need to leave my energy for the gym. I'm using speech text. Oh man, my guy wildin'. Speech text, I think that's worse. All right, NQ on the move. It said we out. Rebalance and gone. Bye, Felicia. All right, cool. So that's rebalanced. I mean, we're getting a good movement here. We're seeing London. So, okay, I don't think we need 2 anymore. All right, so now we're definitely seeing Dow struggle to react as aggressively as NASDAQ did. So NQ now taking out London highs. So this is just gone. Bye. So retail swept for London. Good day. Dow slower on the way up. So what happened here? Right? We had New York open. This was New York open, right? Like right there. One more pump up and then it drops. it works its way lower, it struggles to really stay down here. Like it doesn't like give us like a really solid move. So are we going to, like it looks like it already mitigated the Dow open, came back up, and that was this kind of bigger drop. I'm not like gonna force, I'm not looking to short anything yet. Let's let the market kind of just move. Let it do its thing. Dow has a lot of motive to take out liquidity over here. So trendline liquidity and London highs, Tokyo highs. So I'm not looking to get in front of that. Short on YM at New York highs. At New York highs? Yesterday's highs, you're saying? Like over here? Possibly, yeah. So, okay, we can clean this up here. This already did its thing from yesterday. And then, yeah, yesterday we get like after New York open, like right there, we get this push to the upside before everything collapsed. So can we sell off of here? Absolutely. So let's go to the replay tool, and then you can kind of get down to the open. So New York open is right here. And we start to see everything unfold before the market then drops. So can we trade back into this area up here and then look for sells? Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Right into this zone. So I'm with it. I see it. Makes sense to me. Trading the extremes. Now NQ quickly took the highs and then started to work its way lower. So was good here, right? All of a sudden, this is what I call like the first level of a shakeout, like qualification, like a level 1 shakeout, where it takes out a session high. So it's a sweep of London highs, and then you see the market reverse. So okay, that's decent. That's decent. You look at Dow. Dow is now wanting to push higher. So can NQ start to establish like, a break and retest for, let's say, over 7 minutes or so, 10, the longer the better, and then we could possibly look for shorts. Now if we're going to look for sells from here, obviously we want to have more and more proof. So for example, let's see, silver just hit an alert. What was it? All right, so look at metals. Like metals also taking out highs. London high swept. Tokyo high almost about to get swept. So now silver taking the momentum. Gold starting to get closer to liquidating these highs as well. So if we were going to short anything, possibly gold in this area, in this zone, you see like this slowly work its way up and up and up and up before it drops. So looking for reversals in this zone, I mean, it makes sense to me. We have, for example, Dow pushing forward, it wants to crack this CPI high, which would be right there. NQ dropped and came right back up. So is this worthy of a shakeout? No. Not looking for sells. The market doesn't drop down and up this fast. This doesn't show us like, oh, this is just luring in buyers. Not at all. There's no liquidity built up over here. So selling is not on the table yet for indices. Like, let's let this thing just keep on going, keep on pushing. Would have loved to be in the buys. We had the right direction. It just didn't retrace enough, and that's okay. So for now, just gotta wait it out. Yeah, I mean it's that straightforward. All right, so a lot of alerts going off. You guys are seeing CPI high taken, Dow approaching trend line here. So as much as I would have loved to see to be in buys, and we had the right direction, but now let's let these retail sellers just get bodied. Let them get crushed here. Don't rush into it. You might want to be in buys. You're like, oh, but like if it's gonna go higher, let me just get in the buy and I'll make money on the way up and then I'll make money on the way down because that's totally worked for you in the past, right? Right, guys? Yeah? That works really well, for sure. Chase the trade. What could possibly go wrong? What could possibly go wrong? Okay, so where is, I want to see something. Way up here. Okay. Silver has its pump over here as well. Silver looks to be taking the lead on these movements. So look at how now silver has swept London and Tokyo. It's trading into kind of like this little high over here. I would not get in front of silver. Being real, would not get in front of silver right now. If you're wanting to sell anything, it would be gold. That's my take. So where is our gold sells? Where do they make sense? Gold to me, it looks like it's pushing the slowest to the upside. Like gold barely is starting to take out these this London session liquidity. Meanwhile, we're seeing indices already took out London highs. S&P, Dow is kind of similar to gold. Like it's slower on the way up. And then NQ on its way to taking out Tokyo highs too. So sells look best with either Dow or gold. One or the other is looking decent over here. So I'll probably be using the correlation with indices to confirm my position if I'm going to take gold. So can we crack more of these previous highs over here with silver? It's possible. It is possible. Okay. Now the lowest level of, and I wouldn't really even consider this really a shakeout unless there's multiple confirmations. But like there was hours worth of liquidity here, so looking for sells, I get it. You could potentially get a shakeout, but a lot of other pieces got to work together. Otherwise, I'm not going to look for that. How are gold and indices? They move directionally the same, and then typically what you have is you kind of just want to gauge which one's kind of slower in that. So let's say you want to sell, and they have very similar setups between indices or gold. Then let's say gold is moving very slowly to your point of interest and everything else is already like at those zones or breaking through, then okay, gold makes the most sense. Or vice versa, it doesn't have to be that way. Yeah, so they move directionally the same. It's more of like the intensity, like how aggressively are they going in that direction. Yeah, for sure, Tori. I got you. Now, I've seen a lot of you guys right now start joining the stream. Remember, tonight we do have our webinar for the fast track. So if you guys are unfamiliar with what that is, we basically do a 30-day program to take you from being either a beginner, or if you still feel like a beginner and you felt like a beginner for way too long, or if you're new to futures, 30 days, and we work with you guys through a intensive workbook that we have. We're live with you guys multiple times a week, especially week 4, where like Nancy hosts like 10 sessions during that week. So if you guys are interested in that, we have a free webinar. It's linked on the stream chat. So just so you guys know if it's a good fit for you or not. But okay, NQ is getting closer and closer to sweeping these Tokyo highs. Dow, much slower grind, but it just took out this trend line. A little late, guy, but all right, there's the trend line starting to sweep. London session sweep almost there. And then this is also approaching for S&P. So S&P about to take out those highs. And then, as I mentioned before, the gold sells, right? So it's slowly working its way up. This is furthest away from London highs than anything else. So look at how S&P or Dow just took out London highs. And then you have S&P about to take out Tokyo highs. So we're getting to like very signature liquidity sweeps here. And I think that's where like we're getting close to possibly reversing. But gold is so far from the high. So gold is, I guess, being suppressed the most, if you will. So that's why gold for me looks like the best opportunity for sells would be to trade in within this. Finally posted. Nice, man. Let's see what you would. And then, yeah, if you guys have anything that you posted in here, setups you want me to look at, you took good trades, then let's see it. All right, so you took the trade. You took, what is this? NQ buys. Bigger stop. Nice win. Well done, bro. Let's go, Devin. Yeah, Leia, I don't know if you're on, but it's Tradetopia with some issues. They might even give you that account back, to be honest. I don't know if you're on right now here. So gold sweeping and already dropping. Doesn't mean you got to chase this yet. I think we still have a bit more to push higher. Yeah, Nas super close to sweeping Tokyo highs. I think we're going to come back. I think this is the first push downwards. You know, like, huh? Come on, just get in the market. Get in the sells. Trust. What's up, Vixie? Zixie. What's up, bro? I heard a lot about you. I'm in a season where I pass accounts but get no payouts. And I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. Okay, so that's actually exactly what our syndicate program is designed for like literally where you're at. I feel like intermediate advanced traders get kind of like the least amount of like training just because there's less people at that stage. And so being 11 years in, it comes down to a couple of different elements. The easy ones would be like, okay, is it your risk? You know, like that's kind of the surface level thing. Like, are you not like, is your drawdown, are you not giving yourself enough drawdown? And psychologically, is that becoming an issue based on market conditions? So that's number one. That's surface level. For digging a little deeper, then it comes down to, because you've been passing but not getting funded, then it becomes more about time and expectations. So feeling a rush that, all right, let me just finally get this, let me achieve this, because now I'm feeling like I'm behind. So there's that element to it. And then from there we go even deeper, and it comes down to an identity and belief idea. So like, okay, are you rushing it because a part of you doesn't quite believe in your system? Do you feel like a part of it has to do with a little bit of luck? And then are there just trading beliefs that have been cemented into you as a trader for so long that you haven't even considered questioning them? It could be systemic reasons regarding it. Yeah, so it would. I actually need to ask you a handful of questions to really figure it out, to see why that's the case. But yeah, man, with what you're dealing with right now is like pretty much what like a lot of our syndicate traders we're dealing with or are getting through. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot. Obviously, we have resources in our community. We're live here every day. But if you're like, you know, tired of experiencing what you're experiencing and you want just like hands-on work for like a 1 year to just lock everything in, then, you know, feel free to schedule a conversation with us here and see if that's a better fit for you too. So there's a link. That's the syndicate link. Check it out. If you were to look for a buy instead of a sell for gold, is this valid? Did you drop a link somewhere? The YouTube stream doesn't allow the like links on here. So if you have a setup, where is it, Adrian? Drop your setup in here, bro. Yeah, just drop your setup in here. Hey, Joe. Oh God, I meant to unpin this. Alright, like this one. This one was good. Like Devin just showing his setup. Noah, what you got? Tokyo High, Asian Open, Tokyo High. A little what? Shakeout? I don't know if I understand this entry. Explain your entry to me, Noah. All right, so look at how Nas got really close to taking out these highs and then immediately worked its way down. I think this is going to be just luring money in before it goes one more leg up. I could be wrong, but I've seen it again. I've seen it before, and won't be surprised if I see it again. So let's give it a little bit of time. I'm not convinced yet that this is going to be a shakeout. It could, but not rushing in. Not rushing in by any means. Lock in with the syndicate, bro. Best decision I ever made. Hey, you heard it from them, not me. But obviously, I'm gonna agree. We just had shout out Veronica, just joined the syndicate as well. All right, so we're looking at another push. There we go. So Dow recovering, probably going for the Tokyo high, NQ pushing, and then you have S&P as well. This lines up, and I think we can get gold to push up a bit higher. I don't want to take a gold sell way up here at all. But yeah, I know someone was looking for gold buys. Adrian, right? You were looking for gold buys. I'm assuming you're looking for this right here. This last push down before it rallied. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's funny, I was like, yeah, you know what? Metals are dropping too early. Like, I'm going to stay away. Of course it plays out. Similar though, like even with this gold, like, yes, it drops into this zone. But the way that the market pushes here, at least for now, silver rallies way more aggressively. So I'm a bit more inclined, if anything, eventually, maybe it would be silver. But at the end of the day, I would just have to wait for the market to get here and then in real time evaluate like what the decision is to be made. All right, dropped it in school. What you got, Adrian? Gold buy versus sell. Okay, so a couple things. One, when you're looking at gold, right now you're looking at the continuous chart. So with this continuous chart, sometimes your data feed is going to be off. So be careful. Like, just go to the live one. You might have to pay. I think you have to pay like $7, but you get like the live data feed. Because these continuous charts are going to be off, especially if you're looking at like if you start to zoom out a bit more. But regarding your analysis, I could see the reversal here. I guess just be aware of how it compares to silver, since those correlate pretty nicely. All right, so looking at indices, we clear London highs, get just shy of Tokyo highs. It worked its way in. NQ is kind of starting to create a little bit of a shakeout, but with everything being so close to Tokyo highs, I just don't think it's worth the risk. Yeah, so like, look, for example, let me just show you what this looks like. When you look at gold on just MGC, so this is without the current contract. This is just the continuous chart. This chart exists, so it just kind of, when it jumps into a new contract, it just kind of like smooths it out. One, the price is off. Where is this thing? Just MGC. Prices are going to be different. And then when you go back and kind of want to look at different ideas, like here you'll see like we started a new contract on the 28th of May. So you're just going to see differences, and sometimes they won't matter, but sometimes they definitely will. So if like you're looking at trading from something in the past over here, the price is going to be off and it's going to throw you off. So make sure, yeah, you're just on point there. If you're trading with the prop firm, then if you're just on their, like on Tradetopia or like Project X, then their feed directly will be all you need. But thank you, Vivi. If you're looking at TradingView and like you want to trade off of here, then yeah, you want to make sure everything is lined up, everything's on point. Otherwise, you're going to be like you're going to have issues. Also, if you see like a little D right here, then your chart is delayed. So if you're taking trades, even demo trades, do them on real time.
I asked Claude, and even if they don't see the D, if they're not paying for CME, it's delayed.
Okay, so if you're not paying for the data feed, then you know it's going to be delayed for you. So if you're doing demo, practice demo maybe directly on Tradetopia or directly on Project X or whatever you guys are using. But you're like, you don't want to just, like, you're not going to have a good experience trading demo if everything's delayed for you. Sounds good, Zixi. Yeah, let me know what your name is. I'm not really sure what your name is, or maybe I haven't met you before. But if you know Brandon, I know you're good people, bro. All right, so man, we are starting to get the reversal here. Well, you look at that. A little push down, okay. A little choppiness up here, working its way lower. Okay. I'm gonna just wait it out, y'all. I'm gonna be real. We chilling. Tradify accounts are back up. Beautiful. Let's see. Oh, this coffee's good. What did you say? Extra love. So cute. People want to know, like, dude, how are you hitting these trades? But the secret's in the coffee. Buy my coffee, $100. You'll be profitable instantly. That's why I call it instant coffee, instant profits. All right. Yeah. So I mean, I'm just gonna wait, man. That's all I'm gonna keep doing. My whole life, I'm just gonna be fucking waiting. Feeling good. Huh? All right, guys. We're seeing a pretty good bounce. Duolingo. My guy. Ripping. No, ripping like shredding waves. Like bullish. And Nintendo came right back down to entries. Fun. Oh, also, I don't know how many nerds are on here. Well, yeah, I do. About 100 of y'all. Y'all are all nerds. But anyone that played the legendary Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, they're making a new one. Or they're making it again on Switch. So, just, you know, our prayers have been answered. All right. Yeah, guys, quick recap again. If you're wanting to beefing up your stock portfolio, there's 4 stocks that are on my radar right now that are like an entry. Klarna, KLAR. Yeah. Think about it. Would you bet on irresponsible decision making from Americans? Hell yeah, right? It's like that's guaranteed. Few things guaranteed in the world, and that's one of them, is that Americans make bad decisions with their money. Well, with a lot of things, but definitely with their money. We are in the biggest buy now, pay never. Like that's what world we're living in. So Klarna bullish. I'm looking at it like I wish I would have gotten into Visa when Visa was kicking things off, right? Klarna is been around for, it IPO'd I think last year. Yeah, September of last year. It's down well over 50%. So that in itself is part of what I like to see for entries. So anyways, like here's a Visa chart. So here's the chart of people making bad decisions. Well, obviously, like you can do it well, but oh yeah, it's just a V. Damn, what a G. Visa just gets it's just a V. That's so legit. I believe this was the open 2008. So it was at 13. It's at 324. So that's a good old just about a 30x. So Klarna right now is sitting at basically here. So Visa opened at like 15, it dropped to like 10, 11, and then here we are. So we're sitting at like below IPO entries. So if this is going to be anything like that, then it seems like a no-brainer to me. Just getting to IPO levels, I mean, you're looking at a 3x. So Klarna, easy money. Paramount owns everything now, apparently, in cable, satellite, TV, streaming. So even just getting into this big pump, we're looking at easy 3x for Paramount, like conservative, in my opinion. And then Adobe's numbers, financials are super good, but they're just priced like shit for some reason. Another one, easy 2x in my opinion. And then Nintendo, which has enough cash reserves, just debt-free cash reserves to operate for like 30 years without having to make a dollar. So like easy money as well. In order of conviction for me, I would go like, I don't know, they're all pretty similar. Can't do options on Nintendo, but the rest you are good to go. But anyways, that's just me. Giving y'all a bit more of textbook like portfolio plays for me. None of these for me at least are high risk. These are all like I feel I'm not too exposed or anything like that. Yeah, I love how lit everyone got about Ocarina of Time. For sure, the remake looks crazy. Yeah, I don't know if it's on the Switch. Probably on just the Switch too. I'm assuming. Everyone's hype. So much good stuff. Yeah, Janko, I know that's your lane, bro. So I gotta catch up with you about it. Here we go. All right, let me get indices back in front of us here, so we're on point. All right, so NQ rallying again. S&P just tapped Tokyo highs, and then Dow still kind of slowly working its way up again. In the meantime, gold's starting to sell off early, so kind of a bummer. This could still like go up, so I'm not like, this idea is still valid for me. Haven't lost faith that we can get this trade. Not that we need it, but it's just still valid. A new Spyro game, oh, that's super dope. Debt is the biggest asset to America. 100%. So that's why I was like, Klarna just is such an easy one. But yeah, and Paramount with all of their merger, I believe that Paramount also is it hosts most of the World Cup games. you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Let's see, let me double check here. I had this, my little portfolio notes. ¿Dónde estás? Here we go. All right, just double checking that. Okay, moving over. All right, NQ cooking. Okay, so Fox 1 and Fox Sports basically hosts all matches. And then Telemundo and Univision also. Which honestly, if you understand Spanish, you should probably watch it in Spanish. It's always better podcast. They actually have a soul. Recently beat Ocarina of Time for like the 10th time. Well, what's up, Juan? So I just gotta talk about games, and I'm gonna get you all out of the from lurkers to being active in here. Okay, I see. Okay, there's a video that I've been working on notes wise that I've been wanting to make, but the gamification of trading, like how to look at all right, for example, let's see how many gamers I have in here. I'm sure it's actually quite a few of you. But how many of you guys have played games where, like, I think they're, I don't know, RPGs or like, I forget what are they called? But basically kind of like Fallout, where you start, or like, I think what's the game called? Elden Ring? Where like you start with the character and then you get to add stats to like different skills. So like charisma and strength and bartering and health and longevity and all these things. So you add them based on what, how you want to play the game. And then once you start leveling up, you add skills to certain attributes. And so in trading, it's very similar. Like there's specific categories in which you just, once you load into the trading game, you come into the game with like preset skill levels on like all of these categories. And most people just don't realize that they're either low or high in certain skills, but they have to develop themselves, and they have to you have to consciously go and work on certain skills, because otherwise you just won't make it as a trader. So what do you guys think about a video like that, where you get to see exactly what skills, what are the skills in general for a trader, and then just a perspective with that, and then how to know which ones to work on and how to work on them. So would that be a video that makes sense to you guys? What's up, Steve? Sound sick? All right, perfect. Cool. Fidelity says the SpaceX IPO may be available to Fidelity retail brokerage customers with as little as $2,000 in their account. Yes, they announced that last week. And guys, again, my opinion, do whatever you want. But I think that SpaceX IPO is going to be a massive liquidity grab to start. Like the fact that they dropped they dropped how much you need to have in your account to be able to participate in an IPO. They're going to have so many people wanting to buy in at such a high market cap. Everyone's gonna get dumped on, is my opinion. So I'm not putting $1 into SpaceX anytime soon. Maybe in the future, let's say we get 50% IPO drop or something. All right, cool. Then, all right, talk to me. But it's gonna be a mass liquidation. And yeah, they're valued way beyond the revenue right now. a ridiculous like amount. Like you said, 90 forex. Yeah, I think that's what I saw too. So yeah, it's just not. It doesn't make any sense. Like, the only reason you lower the amount of money you need to participate in an IPO, who's gonna have the least amount of experience? Who's gonna listen to just noise? Retail. We got grandmas out here asking about IPOs. I guess how you know. So, sheesh. It's busy setting up for Summer Smash and Mumford and Sons at Wrigley. That's dope. Yo, Steve, do you have access? Because I know Rufus Du Sol is playing at Wrigley. Are you going to that? Are you going to be at that? Are you going to be working that? Help me sneak in, bro. Come on. Getting one tapped by the market due to low psychology skill level. Getting one. DeAndre, I don't think I'm understanding that sentence. Getting one. I don't know. But that'd be a cool video game, right? Like a trading video game where you start out with like a preset skill, like you give skill points to certain things, and then you have to like play the game and experience certain things. I got a lot of stuff that I'm working on that I need to finish. I have way too many things. Like, oh man, I don't know. I'm not even gonna talk about it. I just gotta do it. All right, so markets are, damn, bro. Y'all just gotta keep pushing. A book on my life. I'm not that interesting yet to have a book on my life. I definitely haven't done enough. Devin, I appreciate that, bro. One tap. Ah, I see. See, I'm not as cool as you guys.
So why is Devin Madison?
Why is Devin Madison? I think that's his girlfriend. I thought you were the most interesting dude I am, I swear on my life. You're a G, bro. I appreciate the love. That's what's up. All right. Yeah, guys, I'm just not convicted on shorting yet. So I'm gonna wait. If y'all have your setups, live your life, do your thing. Looks like Dow wanted to sell off early. So the break above took out London high, loaded its way in. Wasn't my trade, but if it was for you, that's what's up. Can I like comments? Is that possible? I feel like that'd be cool. Top fans. Is there like a max you can hit an XP in the chat? It looks like it. Oh, I can make a goal. What are these goals for? Super chats? What are super chats? Interesting. Oh, this is like monetization in the chat. Interesting. I'm not on streams like that. So what do people like do with like why stickers? Like why would you guys give me money for a sticker? Don't do that. We'd have to make a really badass sticker. Or a real sticker. A real Tradetopia sticker would be kind of cool. We have Tradetopia stickers. Okay. I see. All right. Well, guys, I think we're just gonna wrap up here. Yeah, gonna wrap up, guys. I'm looking forward to seeing you on the Fast Track webinar. We're gonna break down exactly what that looks like today. So if you're not really sure what it is, register to find out. It is linked right here. I think it should be posted. Awesome. So right now, guys, basically if people that are finishing the fast track, right around 20% of our students, and some of them are in their first month of trading ever, are getting funded within a couple weeks of finishing their 30-day fast track program. But again, this is just for people who are beginners, people who are feel like they've been beginners for way too long, or if you're new to futures. Like, that's what we're doing there. Very hands-on. You have an entire workbook you're working through with obviously a video course, workbook, and then multiple live sessions a week to go through all of it to make sure you're actually implementing these things. And then of course, anyone that does the fast track, that payment is included for the syndicate if you ever decide to do that as well. So feel free to check it out. Today we're going to break it all down. So even if you're like, I don't really know if that's for me, then hop on, see if it's for you or not. Either way, it'll be a good time. So click the link that's there. And then, yeah, keep me posted on how the day goes for y'all. Like, what in the school community, if you guys are taking setups, if you're not sure about a setup, if you want feedback, share it in there. And as always, guys, we love to see your wins. So share your wins, the trade of the day, how it ended up, etc. So much love, y'all. As always, good to be on the session with you guys. And then we'll be back again tomorrow and Friday. So here all week. What's up? Go like is it on school?
Yeah.
All right, Nance just dropped a post on school. We just got a new funded trader, another one from the fast track. Are you sure you posted?
No, I'm posting right now.
Oh, you're posting it right now. All right, cool. So I guess she's posting right now. Go check it out. But much love, y'all. Take care. I will see you on. I volunteered to be put on blast from ILTrade. I will see you. I'll reply right now. I'll see you guys on the fast track webinar. Much love, y'all.